AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Welcome to the CJ Moneyway Show podcast, the podcast show where we unlock potential one dream at a time. Today, we have another guest whose journey is truly worth hearing. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the Moneyway experience.
What's up, my good people? Welcome to the CJ Moneyway Show. And I'm joined by my man, Brightmon, a positive thought catalyst, certified Maxwell leader, team trader, best-selling author, and host of the Going North podcast. Dom's motto is simple but powerful. And my man got some slogans too, because he just gave your man CJ one. Who needs the alleyway when you got the money way? So anyway, man, so his method is meant to advance others, to advance yourself. He believes that through positivity, leadership, and content creation, anyone can leave a lasting impact and build a legacy that outlives them. What he calls the business of immortality. In this episode, we discuss how positivity fuels success and leadership, the power of content creation and leaving a legacy, while helping others is key to personal advancement, how to overcome negativity and self-doubt, the steps to becoming an author and sharing your message. If you're ready to elevate your mind, serve others, and create something that lasts beyond your lifetime, this episode is a must listen. Hey, what's up, Dom, man? Welcome to the show, man.
Thanks, CJ. Appreciate you for having me on, my man. You killed it out here.
man, I like you, man, but I appreciate you, though. Man. So, Dom, man, I love your energy. We had already started out. We had a 20-minute conversation before we got on here. I love your energy, man, and you missed it. That started at the beginning. What first inspired you to get into leadership? And being in the Maxwell leadership, that's a big deal, too. We're not going to sugarcoat that. So, leadership, mindset coaching, and content creation.
Solid question. What got me started? I would have to say it was probably about I can't believe now, 13 years ago. This was 2012, which is still crazy to me when I think about it. I had 5 years in a part-time job at a local library. I had about 2 semesters to go to finish up to get my IT degree. And this was probably about a good month after crashing my car on the way to IT security class on my 21st birthday. And I was in a meeting with my boss, and she was like, hey, you're screwing up in all these different areas. And like, hey, you got to shape it up here because I got some new staff that are coming in and they're going to be looking to you as a leader. And at the time, I was pissed. I'm like, dang, I thought I was doing okay because there's some stuff going on at home. Dad was going through the early stages of Alzheimer's and dementia, and apparently it showed up in my one life at work too. And lo and behold, the word leader just stuck in the back of my mind that I didn't even know about. And that lets me just going to the leadership section of the library, picking up one of John Maxwell's books, read that, and started applying a bit of it to my own life, and eventually reading a bunch of other books and trying to apply at least one thing for every book I've read to my own life. Because the thing is, reading books are great, especially entertainment, fictional books that are built for entertainment, but reading nonfiction, like you got to be real with yourself and be real with this life that you have and try to do at least something, at least one thing from that book, because it's easy to get into the trap of just reading great material and then just saying, you know what, my day is going to be freaking great and just go on about my business and do nothing at all. Like, you got to do something. And that's what I did.
Yeah. You know what? And that's true. That's for anything. It's the same way, as we say, when you read the Bible, or go to church. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to go. It's one thing to read it. But what are you trying to apply that's from the word to your life that's going to make your life better, that's going to line up with this word, So, yeah, I get what you're saying on that. So, Dom, man, let me ask you, man, you call yourself a positive thought catalyst. That's a powerful title in itself. What does that mean, and why do you believe positivity is such a game changer in life and business?
Man, positivity is such a game changer in life and in business because the thing is, when it comes to life and in business, you're going to be seeing some hurdles. You're going to be trying to jump over hurdles, crawl over hurdles, climb over hurdles. And then after you're done with that, there's going to be a pit of dragons waiting to breathe some fire on you. And then if you get past that, there's another setback where life is going to punch you in your face. You might get tackled by Bill Goldberg metaphorically. You got to stay positive in this one life that you have. And when you take action, because one of the major things, like back when I had that meeting with the boss, it's like, yeah, I was pissed off at first, but I did something with it. I decided to tap into my own personal acres of diamonds right where I was. I'm like, I'm working in the library. There are books here. There's got to be a how-to on something. And reading great books and actually applying that to my own life helped me to really develop more of a strong, positive mental attitude and a positive thought catalyst, which I claim myself to be the one and only right now in the world on the earth, is that it's someone who inspires positive thought in other people. Because the thing is, when you inspire thoughts in other people, especially powerful thoughts, you definitely will create other leaders. Like when I wrote my first book at the age of 23, I didn't know where I was going to go with it besides North. I just wrote it because I was doing Toastmasters to help myself get better as a speaker and to network with other folks who are growing and being positive and making sure that they grow in their lives and in their businesses as well. And one guy, I credit him, Sean Purvis. I've been dedicated the first book to him as one of my mentors in Toastmasters, is that a lot of great speakers, they have at least one book that they have with them. So that way, when folks enjoy hearing you talk and hearing you speak, they can take a piece of your message, a piece of you, long after the message is gone and long not only after you're gone and off to your next destination, is that they can actually remember that day, remember that moment, and maybe even take some action steps afterward. So being positive is very important, especially as a leader, because like you're metaphorically that lighthouse for folks, especially as a leader, because folks are going to be going through metaphorical darkness. You may have some elderly parents to take care of. You may lose your significant other. You may lose your job. Like I know there's a lot of folks who lost federal jobs at this time of this recording. Some may have taken that package and may be hoping that they actually follow through with it. Like there's a lot of stuff going on and there's going to be setbacks that are going to hit you from left field. Like, heck, my whole family freaking caught the freaking flu like 3 weeks ago. Like the whole darn family was down from that flu, and my childhood best friend caught pneumonia in that same freaking weekend. So like, you never know what's going to happen, and you have to remain positive. You have to focus on going forward no matter what. It's like, hey, my family may be sick, but hey, I can move the most out of all three of them right now. I can still help take care of them, cook the food, wash the dishes, clean the house, still go out there and pick up the medication, things like that. Like just focus on what you have and focus on how you can still keep pushing forward and keep going north.
I feel you, man. I like that.
Hey hustlers, I'm CJ Moneyway. And if you're building a team to grow your business, let me introduce you to ZipRecruiter. Their AI-powered platform finds the right talent fast, posting your job to over 100 job sites with just one click. I've seen how their smart matching delivers quality candidates in 24 hours. Perfect for job seekers like you, scaling brick by brick. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/click. Use code CJMoney for an exclusive deal. That's ZipRecruiter.com/click. Hire your hustle today. Now back to the show.
My man say that as far as he know, he is the only thought catalyst in the world because he thought of it. It's his slogan and it's his thing. But you know what? As you saying that, Dom, man, I was thinking that I think a lot of us probably haven't thought about it in that way or that aspect, but our thought catalyst, because we do want to inspire, you know what I'm saying? And to train up other leaders, man. Sometimes, I got a podcast. I started a podcast at the beginning of the year. And it was something that I wanted to do when I started this one, but it branched off to something else. But I got back to what I really wanted to do. It's called Planting Seeds with CJ. And so like you say, cause I just want to inspire, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just something, as far as us as men, and not only men, but black men. It's just something, man, that, you see what's going on. If you see a need, and then you sit back and you ask, like, what can I do? What kind of change can I make? You know what I'm saying? Not only in my household or in my community, but worldwide. What voice can I give to try to change the narrative of how we're being presented and how we present ourselves, you know what I'm saying, or being represented? And so I started that, man, planting seeds with CJ. And so I'm going to say that I may not be a thought catalyst, but I'm a thought cat. I'm gonna leave. Hey, so, dog, man. So, I don't want to take your stuff, man. I don't want to be biting off for you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no hater, man. So, dog, let me ask you, man. Your motto is advance others to advance themselves, as you were saying earlier about you want to train up other leaders. That's a deep statement. So, break that down for us. What does it really mean, and how has it played out in your own life?
Sure thing. And funny enough, I'm sure there's probably folks who've listened to the show who've heard of the late great Zig Ziglar. He had this wonderful quote called, "If you help other people get what they want, you'll eventually get what you want." And I applied that to my own life. And the thing is that we really need each other as human beings on this planet. Like, we're never going to get as far as we want to go alone. Like that old classic proverb, if you want to go and get things done, I'm butchering it now, but if you want to go and get things done, then basically do it yourself. Yeah, paraphrasing it. And if you want to go far, have a team. And the thing is, we basically need a team to really get to where we need to go. Like we were joking about Lamar and the Ravens before we even pressed the record button. And it's like, hey, he needed a team to really get to where he wanted to go. And the thing is that he needed better wide receivers, need a better offensive line. Like there are some parts that are missing. You may need like an editor in our case, like you may need a video editor, audio editor, someone to do the artwork. And really that thought of advancing other people came from the mindset of helping enough other people get what they want and you eventually getting what you want, because it's all about helping other people. And it helped me in my own life when this was a few years ago, when it's probably my second year in Toastmasters, I think, where my mentor was giving a talk at a convention center out in Towson, Maryland. And he was invited to speak that same week because the original speaker had canceled and they needed someone and they thought of him. And he said yes. And I'm like, oh, sweet. Well, this is open to the public. Let me pop in and show up. And lo and behold, this was probably about early in the morning, like 7:30 when I got there. And there were all these tables just set up everywhere, these vending tables. And I saw a Toastmasters banner at one of them. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like they got Toastmasters here. This sounds freaking cool. Let me check it out later. And lo and behold, they only had one guy manning the table. The other person who was supposed to help him out, they had to bail. So I volunteered to help him out. And lo and behold, after we were all done vending and the event was over, it was like, hey, there's a position open in the organization. You want to apply for it? And I'm like, oh, sure. And I got it. I eventually became an area director because I was at an event supporting my mentor, my friend at the time, with his speech and to be in the audience and even recorded for him. Lo and behold, helping out someone else at the vending booth because I knew about Toastmasters, a happy member still to this day, led to an opportunity for another position to help grow myself and my leadership. So it's really all about advancing others. So that way, eventually you'll advance yourself.
I like that. And too, man, going back to what you said about your boss, when you say you was peed off, when she told you that, and one thing stuck to you was the leadership part. And so, that's like what I was saying about the podcast, man. We just plant seeds. And so sometimes the seeds don't grow. Sometimes they go to the wayside. Sometimes they grow, man. So she planted a seed with you and look what it blossomed. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, like, you just having a heart to want to help. Oh, okay, I see this person in need. And then it lands you a lucrative job. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, it's just all about doing the right thing, being in the right place at the right time. And you're right. Two is better than one, because if one fall, the other one is there to pick them up, man. So, so I'm with you on that. So let me ask you, Don, man, in a world where so many people focus on themselves, why do you believe serving and uplifting others is actually the key to personal success?
Powerful question right there. And serving others is definitely key, because the thing is, kind of like what I mentioned earlier, like we need each other. We definitely need each other. And really, some days when I was down, encouraging others helped build myself up. I was building up by encouraging other people and helping other people and just getting lost in really being of service to other people. And that's really one of the major keys to really having that thought in mind is just like, hey, if you help enough other people, especially, like, you'll get what you want. And it doesn't even have to be something big. Like, if you just want your day to be better, helping out someone else will help you feel good as a result. Like, I'm also here because of great mentors myself. Like, I was attending a meeting one day and there was a millennial guy at the time. He was in his early 20s promoting a book called You Are the Boss. And he gave this inspirational talk, like how to act like a leader. And the ACT method, the first point was A, audacious. You got to be bold with it. Then you got to be C, you got to be contagious. Leaders are contagious because once, kind of like how the slogan I jokingly gave you earlier, like, hey, who needs the alleyway when you got the money way? Like, you got to be contagious. You got to be catchy because those who are leaders are those who are influencers. And then the T is for tenacious. You have to never give up. You have to have an indomitable spirit. You have to continuously pursue your goals against all odds. And that doesn't have to be always on self because your goals may need to involve other people. Like a friend of mine helped me to get my first ever spot on the local news with my book when it first came out, all because I had that wonderful connection and we were friends for a long time. Like, whatever you need out there, someone else has it. It's like that phrase, who's got my money? That question, who's got my money? Like, sometimes folks jokingly say, like, hey, sometimes it's not the how, it's the who. Sometimes you just need to have the right who to get to your what. And you don't even need to put on an owl head suit.
Yeah. You know, like you say, it's houses already that's built for you.
Mm-hmm.
You just ain't got there yet. You know what I'm saying? It's already there. And so it's people that he will align in your life. Once you start aligning your life in a certain way, that he gonna bring you across people. What it say? It say that your gifts and your talents will bring you in the presence of great men, you know? And so it was something that you said earlier about, you know, you out there encouraging people and this, that made me think. I remember it had to be like 2015, 2016, 17, one of them. I was working at the casino then, and I was driving to work one day. I like to be an encourager, you know. I like to encourage people, inspire people, because that's just something that's in me. I'm not saying that that's in everyone because it's not, but that's just something that's in me. So I was riding to work one day, B, and I'm like, man, well, if I'm encouraging all these people, who gonna encourage me? Now, I know the song say that you got to encourage yourself. And so I was like, well, who gonna encourage me? And so the small whisper, man, say, I'm your encouragement. And so I'm like, you know, because we get drained at times, you know. Even Jesus, they say when he was out preaching, the lady touched him, it drained all his energy. So, you know, so we not Jesus. And so what makes us think that we won't get drained at time? We got to go refuel too, you know. So he say, I'm your encouragement. And so as it was said to me, man, I'm saying to you, keep doing what you're doing, brother, man. You're out there doing some positive things in the atmosphere, man. So, Don, man, you say that content creation is the business of immortality. That's a powerful concept, which we already know that you got these slogans. What do you mean by that? You can do jingles.
Yeah, man, jingle all the way, jingle some of the way. Yeah, well, hey, there's a saying, once it's on the internet, it's out there forever. It's like, hey, you can try to delete it, but hey, there's going to be some bit of information out there still. And the thing is, especially with books, like one of the major things, it's actually, heck, even a book recommendation for the listeners and the watchers of this wonderful program, like, hey, The 7 Lost Secrets of Success by Joe Vitale. In the opening, I believe, of the book, he talked about Bruce Barton, this guy who was mega wealthy before the Great Depression started. And he actually published a book called The Man That Nobody Knows, as well as The Jesus That Nobody Knows. And in the Jesus version, he talked about Jesus as a businessman, where he would actually have displays of marketing. Like, hey, he would draw attention to himself and have a crowd to himself just by doing great work. And just writing a book that is still out today over 105 years later. I think that was 1920 when that book was published. He was in the business of immortality because he published and put out content that is still out in print today that can still be bought, and the money will go to his estate most likely. Or if it's one of those books since it's over 100 years, then it'll probably be published by some publishing organization. But that's really what I mean about content creation, is that when you put out work, especially good work that catches many ears and eyes, as many as possible, it'll live on long after you're gone.
And I totally agree with you. Like your books, my book, it's there for the taking. And sometimes, as you say, like 100 years ago, I remember my cousin, she gave me a book called Cold as Ice or something like that. That was like in the early 1900s. You know what I'm saying? Like a book that was, we talking 100 years old that this book was. But like you say, and then sometimes too, and I use Marvin Gaye as a reference to this, sometimes you may be ahead of your time. Sometimes you may be ahead of some things in life. And so you may have wrote it now, but years later, it'll start making more sense to a younger generation because of what you put out. And somebody pick up your book and be like, man, this guy was talking about this in 2017, or he was talking about this in 2018. We may not be here to see it, where people are growing from, things that you said, man, but thank God he has given us the wisdom, the understanding, and the foresight, man, to see beyond where we at, cause like you say, what we're creating and what you're doing now, man, it can last to the end of time, man. It just depends on who picks it up at that right time. So let me ask you, D, man, you host a Going North podcast where you feature authors and encourage people to write books. Why do you believe writing and storytelling are so important in today's world?
Hey, writing and storytelling are so important in today's world because, funny enough, even before today's world, that's how we got information back in the day. Folks just sitting around, especially campfires before light bulbs were around, just sharing stories, telling stories like mentors training mentees. We got specialists and blacksmiths having to have apprentices, like really just having that expertise out there. And it was the expertise of the past that helped create a better future for myself and countless other people, whether through books or great content out that you can hear, especially through YouTube and videotapes and audio tapes and things like that. Like, that's why it's so powerful. And that's why I highlight authors in particular, especially fellow authors who basically are indie authors too, because the thing is, like, if you're a writer, you got a lot of competition out today. Like, before AI became fully public and usable, like, you would have to deal with on average 200 books being published a day, having to take on that many books. Like, with AI, I'm not even sure what the numbers are today, but like, even Amazon to put a limit on that, it's like, hey, we got idiots out here who are not really idiots because they're making some money, putting out 300 books a day. Like, you only get 5 to 10 books published a day, buddy. You can't be out here using AI to publish all this nonsense. But yeah, man, like, storytelling is so important, and supporting fellow writers who have great stories to tell, great content to share is very important, because the competition's fierce, but at the end of the day, it's not really competition, because when readers buy books, they're not just going to buy one book. They usually buy multiple books over time.
Yeah, books, man. We talk about books. I interviewed this guy, Terry Welling, a couple weeks ago. You did him too? Man, good awesome dude. Guy. It's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Good guy. Please shout out to Terry. And he was telling me, and I'm pretty sure he told you this too, about the chicken noodle soup book. And this for a lot of you that's out here, this is my next question for Dom too, that's inspiring to do something, and then you do it, and then you get a lot of rejection. This is something that me and you was talking about before we got on. You get a lot of rejection. Don't get discouraged. If you got to keep dreaming, because, man, like he was telling me, that they took that book to 165 publishers, bruh, and got denied 165 times, but they kept moving. They kept going. And they finally found a publisher somewhere in Florida, and that book went over this, and it sold millions copies. You know what I'm saying? So them 165 publishers that denied that book, all of them kicking themselves in the butt because nobody knew that it was going to grow the way that it did. So that's the same thing with you, man. Whatever you doing, keep doing it because we don't know where God's taking us or what it's going to be. Sometimes you got to go through some of the pain and some of the trials and tribulations to get to the top of the mountain, man, to get to where you're trying to go. So with that said, Don, man, for people who want to start creating content, whether it's writing, podcasting, or videos, but feel intimidated or stuck, what would be your advice?
Well, number one, definitely know your why. Know why you want to get started. I had a why for my podcast to feature fellow authors. I didn't want to just ramble in a microphone every week and just say, hey, this is content, baby. This is spot fire. That's right. Like, folks probably been like, oh, this might be dumpster juice. I don't know. But yeah, know your why, definitely, especially when it comes to a podcast. And if a podcast is one of your goals, go ahead and start it once you get all the equipment, have an idea and all that good stuff, and just go with it and see how far you can go with it. Because there are millions of podcasts out there, but there's maybe 500,000 that are actually active, maybe 500,000 to 800,000 that are actually active putting out content. Like we got stuff out there that's been out for 15 plus years, but they haven't put anything out in 13 years. Like there's opportunity out there. There's a lot of ears out there. So one, know your why. Number two, after you know your why, like, hey, don't break the bank on equipment. Like I still have this white snowball microphone that I paid $60 for 7 years ago that I still use. It's been my most trusty microphone. Like, yeah, I've upgraded and tried out some other microphones, but I still like my blue snowball mic. Like I've saved so much money on this, and I even got some software to cancel noise. So if there's some heater fans going in the background, folks don't hear it when they hear this conversation because the software is so freaking great and connects with my technology. So don't break the bank on getting equipment. Just get some equipment and start. And the third one I'd have to say would be to have fun with it. Because when I started the show, I didn't think I'd be going for 7 years with it. And to some of the folks I had a chance to speak with, I never thought that I'd ever get a chance to talk with and have them come on my platform, especially since even though it's featured a gang of folks, like there's folks out there with bigger reaches than me. And it's just an honor to be able to have them on my platform and also to be able to have fun with them too. Because one of my favorite questions to ask fellow writers is that if your book were a food, what would it be and why? And just some of the reactions are just so hilarious because they're like, wait, I never would have freaking thought of that. Like, what the hell is my freaking book as a food? And just really just have fun with it, because if you're not having fun with it, folks can tell. Like, folks have these BS antennas coming out of their heads that are probably 100 feet tall because of a lot of frauds and scammers out there, and they don't want to be burned. So just be authentic, have fun with it.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Hey, CJ Moneyway Show fans. Coming up, I'm spilling the secret to hiring top talent with ZipRecruiter. AI that works as hard as you do. Stick around for details at ZipRecruiter.com/click. Use code CJMoney for a free trial. Let's get to it. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/click. Use code CJMoney for an exclusive deal. That's ZipRecruiter.com/click. Hire your hustle today. Now back to the show.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that too. Just be yourself, be you, do whatever, you feel is within your means and within your reach, and just go for it, man. Don't let nobody discourage your dream. If you got something you want to do, man, just keep going, man. You want to write a book, who knows? It may be a chicken noodle soup book. You may get turned down 165 times, but keep it moving. And so, on that note, we know that negativity and self-doubt hold so many people back from going after their dreams. What advice do you have for those struggling with limiting beliefs?
Powerful question. One of the major things is to really create something I like to call a victory log. Some call it a victory journal. Heck, I even read it somewhere in a book where some call it a Hall of Fame file, where you basically keep track of all of your past wins. And for the next 90 days, you just write down all your wins. Like, hey, waking up for the day, that's a win. Getting to work on time, that's a win. Getting an interview slot on the CJ Moneyway Show, that's a freaking huge win. Like tracking all your wins down in your victory log, and then going back every now and then periodically and checking out your wins over time. So that way you'll basically have physical proof that you are a winner. Because the thing is, some things take time. And with this journey of life that we're on, there's going to be some days where you're going to be feeling down. But if you got that journal of proof, that victory log that, hey, there's some wins that I've had that I'm very grateful for, that way you can create even more wins on your life. So count your victories and focus on the wins. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have.
Now, I like that. I like that a lot. Especially you said writing it down, getting to work on time. Just waking up in the morning. That's definitely a win, because if you don't wake up, you ain't winning. Definitely ain't winning. Game over. You know what I'm saying? Hey, game over. So
friends with the grass.
Hey, so you better listen to Plant Seeds with CJ. I'm telling you right now. Because one day it's going to be over. Game going to be over. But yeah, man, like you say, once you start seeing your wins, it gives you encouragement to keep moving forward. Even with this podcasting thing that you and I, and embarked on. Once you start seeing wins, like you say, people coming on, people enjoying your show, you start seeing the reviews where people are really interested in, like, man, I love being on the North podcast, or I love being on the CJ Moneyway podcast. It gives you a boost, like, man, it gives you confidence over time. And don't let no money start coming in. Don't let the money start coming in. Whoa, wait a minute. What my man say? On Dumb and Dumber, he say, so you telling me there's a chance? May not be no Joe Rogan, but hey, it's enough to keep us above water. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So hey, man, just keep doing what you do. So let me ask you, D, man, you've built an incredible platform. And I thank you for what you said. It's an honor to be getting on the CJ Moneyway Show. See, I like that. So, you built an incredible platform. What's the hardest challenge you faced in your journey, and how did you push through it?
Man, if we're just talking about the podcast, like, I'd have to say, man, really balancing everything, because around 2018. Yeah, it was 2018, because I started the show back in 2017, then stayed consistent for 6 months. And there was this thing that Steve Olsher was doing called the top 600 podcasters in the world. And he would pick 10 random hosts that he enjoyed and put them on top 10 lists. I got on the top 10 self-help podcasts in the world 3 years in a row on that list out of nowhere. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know this guy. He likes to show up, put me alongside Brendan Burchard and Lewis Howes. I'm like, dude, like these guys, like, all right. And I ain't got the following or the money they got. I'm like, that's a freaking win. And then all these folks kept pitching me.
Yeah, that's definitely a win.
It was a huge win. I'm like, dude, and folks just kept coming and pitching, and I'm like saying yes to probably 98% of everybody, and I had a big, huge backlog, and I'm like, I only do 1 episode a week, so basically I had to up it to 2 days a week, and then when COVID hit and people realized what the hell a podcast was, it had to extend it to 3 days a week, so yeah, it was basically basically managing just the influx of content and guests and sticking to a schedules and having to expand it out. So yeah, like self-care is serious. Like you got to really build in these cushions of time to really do work, but also give yourself rest and make sure you have time for your friends and family too. And that was probably the biggest podcasting, like, I wouldn't say setback, but one of the challenges.
Yeah.
Folks are waiting for months for their episode to drop. Like, hey, it'd be like October, be like, hey, we recorded this episode in May. So when's it coming out again? Like, tomorrow.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean, bro. Before, when I was waiting on you before, because I had an hour break from my last interview to you. And so, we talked earlier. I told you I got off the course a little bit or whatever. I haven't been maintaining as I had been, but I still keep up. And so I was going back because people been asking, oh, CJ, because, on Podmat, it asked you for a release date. So I had some estimated release dates just sitting out there for a while because I hadn't reconstructed my timeline. So I was on there today doing it. And so I'm like, man, I did interviews in November and they ain't going out until June. I like stretched out to, and I ain't even I still got about 30, 40 more. And that's not even including the ones that I got set up to do, So I know exactly what you mean. And I think a lot of people that's not into this podcasting space is more than just getting on here, getting on the mic and talking. Like you say, you got to be consistent with what you're doing. That's one. You got to stay organized. You got to be prompt. You got to be ready. You got to spend time with your family. Like I got a full-time job and sometimes, I work double. I work in the steel mill. And so sometimes I'm working double. And so you got to, man, thank God. You know what I'm saying? That's a win. Yeah. That's a win to keep you, in your space, in the right mind, still able to do what you do. And that's another thing. We'll go back to the question before. That's another thing. Have fun with what you do. Enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Like my father told me a long time ago. He say, hey man, that's when I ain't listening, going one ear and out the other. But words always stick to you, later on when you get in life. He say, hey man, go to school and get you an education like what you did, though. Get your education. Yeah. He say, because you'd rather have a career that you love to get up for and go to because this is what you love to do, than to have a job where you got to get up and go do. Podcasting is something that me and Don enjoy doing. That's why Don been in the game for 7 years. That's why I'm going on 2 years right now. I even started another podcast because you enjoy what you're doing. Don't do something because you think that it's going to be monetary gain. Do something because you feel as though it's in your heart and you want to inspire people. Because if you're looking for the money, don't put that in your win book because don't chalk that up right away. I'm telling you right now from experience. That's so dumb. Let me ask you, man. I ain't lying, man. So dumb.
No, you're not.
Hey, you better do it for the love of it. Hey, for the love, not for the love of money. What it say? For the love of money. No, don't do it for the love of money. If it come, it come. But that's not a guarantee. So, Don, let me ask you, man. You inspired so many people already. What's next for you? Any new books, projects, or big events coming up?
Yes, got a couple books I'm working on. So I'm working on the 10th anniversary edition of Going North, Tips and Techniques to Advance Yourself. That's going to be launching next year. Do or die. That's a definite book that must be out because it was October 2016 when my first ever book launched. Like I have to do a 10th anniversary because I skipped the 5th year because I didn't even know I was in the 5th year. And I got another book called True North Mike, which is going to help folks to start, run, and grow a podcast of their own. So that one should be out definitely before the 10th anniversary of Going North. So 2 big books coming out, and I'm closing in on 1,000 different authors interviewed across the globe. I'm about 50 more to go for the official episode 1000. So some big things on the horizon.
So, Dom, so you saying that you write another book to go with your 10-year anniversary, or you promoting this book even more for the 10-year anniversary?
Both. Definitely both. Yeah, because the thing is with books, like you can always market them how long you want them. Like if it's with a publishing company, like they want timelines, but if you're an indie author, the timeline is however long you want to do it. And plus, since it's indie, I can always go back and fix things. And that's what the 10th anniversary of Going North is going to be. It's going to be a lot thicker because the first one was 60 pages. And it's going to be a lot better. There's going to be a better editor with this one, too, because I had a friend from high school edit the first one. So it's going to be a lot more professionally done, a lot more content. So looking forward to that one.
I know exactly. I had a guy, he did mine, on love. I'm not a writer, really. I create. I'm not a full-fledged writer. I put it that way. I create, get somebody else to edit it. So the dude edited my book. He said, "You're definitely not a writer," but it wasn't the best edited book ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually, after I read it, after he gave it to him, I'm like, "Hey, man," but I couldn't read it all and catch every mistake. And then, because I'm like, this don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? This ain't how I said that. And so I actually got my book, Both Eyes Open and Both Eyes Shut, republished or re-edited.
There we go.
Matter of fact, a couple years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe. It might have been less than that. I got to re-edit it. But you said something that made me think. I want to talk to you, later on down the line, because my 10th anniversary is this year too, November 15th. My book was published November 15th, 2015. And so that'll be the 10-year anniversary for my Both Eyes Open and Both Eyes Shut. And so you just put something on my mind, man. So one day I want to get with you and maybe we can talk. You can tell me some of the things that you're doing, man. Plant some seeds on me and so that I can grow in that, man. Because I never really got into my books. To be honest with you, my book was published November 15, 2015. My father passed away November 22nd. 2015.
Oh,
so exactly 7 days later, and he was my big, I would shoot him stuff to let him check over it, and I never forget, Dom, man. One day he say, "Look here, man." He said, "If nobody ever read your book," he said, "as long as you sat out there and did something for yourself and completed a goal that you wanted to complete," he said, "that's all that matters." And that's all I could think about with what he told me. He say, "Hey, man, it is what it is." And so when he passed away, it just took the whole zeal out of what I did. You know what I'm saying? So that book, it got dust on it. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So I really want to get with like-minded people like yourself, man, to revive what I've been doing, because I got some things in the archive that I think that can be useful, but I just need to know the avenue to go, man. So I'm going to lean on you, D. And so, no, seriously, man, seriously. So, D, man, I'm about through asking questions, man. Just let me ask you a couple more things, man. All right. Look like we at the end. Let's have some fun. Quick hit questions. Answer this with the first thing that come to your mind, like you say you do your people or whatever. What's one book besides your own that changed your life?
Oh, the Bible, specifically the book of Proverbs. Like that book, 31 chapters, 31 days, so much wisdom, like easy.
Yeah. Me, I love Proverbs. Matter of fact, I got my cousin coming on next in a couple of weeks. We're talking about wisdom with David and things of that nature. My book, Genesis 37 to 45, the story of Joseph. Love it. Can't stay out of it. Find something different every time I read. If you could have 1 hour conversation with any historical leader, who would it be?
Wow. That's a powerful one. I think I would pick for that one, man. I'm going to go with Solomon since I just mentioned Proverbs. I'm like, I was thinking Malcolm X, but I'm like, you know what? That's a good one. But I'm like, Solomon, like Bible times, like they're a lot more gruesome back then.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Man after God's own heart, but still had his own, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole nother story. Okay, so what's one daily habit? Now, for real, we can get on that and be on that all day. So what's one daily habit that keeps you on track?
Definitely prayer. Like having a solid thought, like, thank you, Lord, for waking me up this morning. Definitely prayer.
If you had to sum up your mindset in one word, what would it be?
Tenacity. Sometimes I can be like a pit bull when I'm focused, like a mercenary on a mission, man. Job's got to be done, got to get paid.
Gotta do it. What's your go-to song when you need motivation?
Oh, man. Folks probably going to love or hate this answer. I'm going to go with Young Jeezy, I Do This.
He said he got that South, that Atlanta going on in his life. He got that Atlanta going on. Me personally, anything Tupac, hey, yeah. I did that on my podcast when they like, oh, Corey, man, you go to church, man, and you do this, and you still listen to Tupac? Yes, I do. My ambitions as a rider. So that's my tenacity. I'm like a pit bull. My ambitions as a rider. You know what I'm saying? For real. Doom, 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 doom. Hey, so, man, this was an incredible episode with my man, D, man. If you're ready to shift your mindset, help others, and leave a legacy, be sure to follow Dom and check out his podcast, Going North. Going North. Dom, I forgot to ask, man. Tell us where we can follow you at, man, your social media links and all that.
Sure thing. The branding's easy. Dom Brightmon on all social media platforms. Facebook, YouTube, IG, Twitter /X, all of Dom Brightmon. Check me out, especially on Going North, especially when CJ Moneyway pops on to promote his 10th anniversary edition of his book.
I'll be there, man. You invite me, I'm there. So, man, you all know the deal. If this episode gave you value, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to the CJ Moneyway Show. Leave a review. And keep tuning in for more life-changing conversation. Until next time, keep pushing forward, keep planting seeds, and stay inspired. Catch you all on the next episode of the CJ Moneyway Show. This is CJ Moneyway and my man, Dom. We out of here. Peace.
Ditch the other hiring sites and let ZipRecruiter find what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/work. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/work. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Thank you for listening to the CJ Moneyway Show. Don't forget to share this episode with your friends, leave a comment, and drop a review. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday and Friday for more inspiring journeys. Who knows? Your story might be next.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.